Hello there. This is an astrological forecast for Sagittarius for September of 2012. This also applies if you have a Sagittarius ascendant. So my Sagittarius, there's going to be a big focus this month on your friends, your social circle, what it is you want for yourself, your finances, your relationship, and of course your work. Now let's start out with the work situation, because work is going to come under a strong focus, because also at the middle of the month, on the 16th of the month, we've got a new moon in your 10th house of work. So it's going to give you some opportunities to do something differently for your work area. You might change direction of what you do. You might add to what you do, might learn some new skills, go on a new course. There's going to be a new direction, some new ideas as far as your career and your work's concerned, because I think many of you have had some frustration in this area. With the Sun, Mercury there, conjunct this first week of the month in the 10th house, wonderful time for communications, for catching up on your paperwork, for sending out emails, anything where you need to talk and get information out there, maybe selling yourself. Great time to do it that first week of the month, because you're probably going to be heard much more than you usually would be. We've got Venus in your 8th house in the first week of the month, so this is a good time for doing anything that involves spirituality, anything for those of you in a relationship. It might be deepening a sexual relationship with somebody, it might be getting into a more intimate relationship with somebody, but making that real deep soul connection is really strongly there. And of course, Sagittarius, we've got Jupiter until next June of next year in your 7th house. So I think you're going to have a lot of learning experiences connected with relationships, more people coming into your life. An opportunity, in fact, for many of you, if you wanted to marry this year, to meet and to marry with Jupiter in that 7th house. It brings abundance, it brings more than you expect. And it also does, however, bring learning experiences. It's about going outside of your comfort zone when it comes to a relationship. I've known people who natally have Jupiter in this 7th house. They often are the people who marry several times, who marry 3 and 4 and 5 times, because they've got so much they need and want to learn from relationships. I'm not suggesting that's going to happen to you. This is a transit, but nonetheless, you're going to have more opportunities to meet different people from different walks of life that will stretch you and move you into new areas. So it could be very exciting, and Sagittarius, it's your ruling planet and you love an adventure. So treat this as an adventure in your relationships. The last 3 weeks of the month, we've got Venus in your 9th house. So this is a great time to do anything involving travel, to plan a trip, or to meet somebody from overseas. It could be meeting a lover from overseas with Venus trine to Uranus. We've got a lovely opportunity to go on an adventure with somebody, to even go on a holiday with somebody and plan that. This also could happen this month, or at least the plans for it could happen this month. We've got many planets in your 11th house. So Sagittarius, I think your whole social circle is changing. Your friends, how you see your friends. I think there's been some endings of friendships. Maybe you have some very long relationships, especially with the Saturn transit that's been going through that house. But we've also got the Sun and Mercury there towards the end of the month. So maybe a time to question your relationships, and maybe also a time to join new groups, to experiment with different ways of meeting some new people, so that your social life and the friends around you, you can feel more fulfilled about it. Neptune in your 4th. Well, yes, I think some of you have been making some sacrifices as far as your home and your family and your security is concerned. We've got still all month this square from Pluto to Uranus, from your 2nd to your 5th house. So there could be some issues concerning finances where you don't feel as free as you'd like to feel as far as finances are concerned. It's not going to be a good time to take out debt or loans. It's going to be a much better time to try and pay them off or get rid of them. It's also going to be important that if you're in business for yourself, that you maybe need to take more control of how the business is being run. You may feel as though outside forces are pushing you to do things that you don't want to do. Time for you to take the helm and to feel more in control. Could be a lot of changes as well for you connected with your business. A lot of ups and downs financially, but also some opportunities to create some new things for yourself financially. Just make sure you do not overstretch yourself. That's the biggest, most important thing about that. So we've got the full moon at the end of the month in your 5th house, so it's going to shine a light on your creativity, on your children if you have any, and also on the things, are you doing enough things that give you pleasure? And maybe it's time to do something that brings you pleasure that 30th day of the month. I wish you a great month. Thank you very much for listening. For those of you that favourite, that sign up to my newsletter, that come for readings, I'm always delighted to hear from you. Have a great month. Bye for now.